Today on Update News, new businesses open their doors in Wilmington, a controversial decision is made on the future of a museum, and violent crime is decreasing in the city. This is your city, your government, your station, your news. This is Update News. Although there were 28 homicides in Wilmington in 2011, one short of tying 2010 for the most in city history, there were some positive signs in crime reduction last year. In statistics released by the Wilmington Police Department, shooting incidents dropped by 39% from the previous year. There were 66 incidents in 2011 compared to 109 in 2010. This is the lowest number in the past 6 years. In 2011, there were 95 shootings, down 33% from the record total of 142 the previous year. This is the lowest number of victims in the past 7 years. Other positive statistics for the city show a 31% decrease in robberies, a 3% decrease in burglaries, and a 4% increase in gun seizures. Homicides committed with a firearm dropped to 22, only one less than the previous year.
And I think that's one constant has been with the Wilmington Department of Police has been change, and we've adapted, and hopefully we can build upon the success, and we're not celebrating success, but build upon the success that we had in 2011 here in 2012.
In an effort to continue this downward trend of crime in the city, a group, including Wilmington's Police Chief Michael Zerba and the Mayor's Chief of Staff Bill Montgomery, visited High Point, North Carolina, a city that is taking dramatic steps to combat crime.
It's something similar to what we're already doing. It's keeping a focus. It's a focus on deterrence, and how you focus that deterrence is focusing in on your high-risk offenders. Because, like if you see crime here in the city and you hear the constant call for, well, it's a revolving door and we're dealing with the same people and over again, that's what they were dealing with down there. What the citizens have to realize here that they're in the process of a 15-year journey. We're not going to go back 15 years, but we already have things in place. This is not going to happen overnight, but we have some things that we can adapt here in Wilmington, and we're going to be moving forward with that.
High Point uses a method called focused deterrence, which incorporates community support and social services with traditional police work. And the chief is confident the method would work in Wilmington. The plan calls for organizing community groups to work with police in changing criminal behavior. One way to do this is by bringing low-level offenders, prosecutors, police, and community members together in meetings where residents can talk directly to the offenders about the impact of crime in their neighborhoods. Since most of the offenders are on probation, the meetings would be mandatory.
So it's a three-pronged approach. It has to be led by law enforcement, but you need the support from the social service agencies, and even probably more importantly, the support from the community, to see the community standing by the police saying, hey, it's not just the police saying you're destroying our community. We live there, you're destroying our community.
The focused deterrent message also includes targeting open-air drug markets and gangs. Over 75 cities across the country have successfully used the method to fight crime. Wilmington firefighters are working under a new contract that will take them through the end of this fiscal year. Local 1590, which represents the firefighters, came to an agreement with the city that will retroactively cover its members from July of 2010 through June of 2012. In the agreement, firefighters will receive no pay increases, and in return, the city will withhold layoffs for the department for the duration of the fiscal year. Also, the union has joined the city's police department and non-union employees in agreeing to increased personal contributions for health and dental care. James Jones, Wilmington's finance director since 2009, has resigned from the post to pursue other interests. Jones first joined the finance department in 2006. In July of 2009, he became the department's acting director, and in October of that year, he was named the director of the finance department. Jones enacted the Plan for Change, which has brought the city an additional $100 million over the past 6 years. Mayor James Baker has announced that Laura Pappas, most recently the city's deputy finance director, will lead the department for the foreseeable future. Pappas has been employed in the department for 32 years. Jim O'Donnell, another 32-year city employee and former tax and revenue manager, has been named as acting deputy finance director. Mayor James Baker has announced that the city has accepted a proposal for the future of the Delaware Historical Society to establish a heritage center for African American history in downtown Wilmington. It is a decision that has been 15 years in the making, and it is not without its share of controversy. Speakers at a recent meeting of the Wilmington City Council voiced their displeasure with the decision.
You have a fiduciary responsibility when it comes to overseeing funds of this magnitude to ensure that the organization that's entrusted with the responsibility has all that it takes to do it successfully. So I'm asking you to have public hearings so that you, first of all, can know which organizations plan to do what. That means the Historical Society of Delaware and our group should appear before you and before the public. And you should have the right to question. The public should have the right to question. This should not be done on the basis of a selection committee comprised only of the mayor's staff to make a decision only by the mayor.
A Center for Presenting and Preserving the Culture and Heritage of African Americans was first proposed in 1996 by current state representative Stephanie T. Bolden, who was a member of the Wilmington City Council at the time, and Baker, who was then serving as City Council president. A building on the corner of 11th Street and Clifford Brown Walk, which once housed Allied Kid Leather Company, was expected to be used to house the museum. The building was a donation by the former credit card giant MBNA. In November of last year, the Afro-American Historical Society of Delaware and the Delaware Historical Society submitted proposals for evaluation by a committee made up of city employees. Their recommendation was to accept the bid made by the Delaware Historical Society, and the mayor approved the recommendation in January. The DHS will receive $1 million to open the Heritage Museum in the current Delaware History Center at 504 North Market Street and in Old Town Hall, which sits next door. The money comes from a bond created especially for this purpose in 2004. Before opening the center, the Delaware Historical Society needs to raise an estimated additional $2.5 million to fund the project. While much of the dispute is focused on whether DHS, which has a predominantly white staff, can accurately convey the struggles and heritage of African Americans, the mayor is confident the two sides can come together to make a dream into a reality, saying, "We have had enough debate, enough arguing, and enough delay on this important project. It is past time that we move forward and establish a heritage center so that people of all ethnic backgrounds can learn more about Wilmington's history and about the African Americans who were and are part of the fabric of our city." On January 1st, Delaware became the 14th state to give same-sex couples the rights and privileges that had been afforded opposite-sex couples. The General Assembly passed the legislation in the spring of 2011, but it took nearly 8 months for the Delaware Civil Union Equality Act to become law. One of the first ceremonies took place in the office of the Newcastle County Clerk of the Peace, where Ken Bolden performed the ceremony that joined together George Everett and Norman Spector from Bear. They've been a couple for 23 years. Officials had predicted that 600 civil unions would occur in the state in 2012, but so far the application for licenses has exceeded expectations. It is now possible that Delaware could hold nearly 1,000 civil union ceremonies this year. In January alone, 138 licenses were issued statewide, 70 of those in Newcastle County.
We have put the county on firm financial footing and cleared the path forward that will allow us to continue to give the residents of Newcastle County high-quality services and great value for their tax dollars. This achievement has been a collaborative effort. I want to thank you, the members of council, for your hard work, your spirit of cooperation, and deep commitment to the welfare of all county residents. I also want to thank the county employees for their dedication and sacrifice on behalf of their fellow citizens. And I'd also like to thank my staff. This has truly been a team effort. As I prepare to present the county fiscal year 2013 budget in March, I want to give members of council and the public a brief look at the current state of the county and a preview of the county's future. I thank council tonight for allowing me a few minutes to speak tonight.
In a rare State of the County address, Newcastle County Executive Paul Clark has said he has no plans to increase property taxes for residents.
As we continue to work on fiscal 2013 budget, I am hopeful that with your help, council, we can give the citizens of Newcastle County another year with no reductions in service and no tax increase.
Clark, who took over as county executive when Chris Coons was elected senator, will present his first proposed budget in March. According to Clark, the county deficit for 2011 to 2015 fiscal years has been reduced from a projected $71.2 million to $27.1 million. In his address to the members of County Council, Clark also announced the creation of a job stimulus plan and said he would be introducing solutions for putting more police officers on the street. Video and text of the speech can be found online by visiting the Newcastle County website, and the entire address can be found on our website, www.witn22.org. The Red Clay Consolidated School District is seeking a referendum for an additional $47 million from taxpayers. Money from the proposal would fund repairs of 24 existing school buildings and the construction of a new elementary school in Hocassin. If approved by voters, the average homeowner would see a 3% increase in their property tax. The referendum from Red Clay will come in two parts. The first, asking for $7.8 million for the construction of the new school, and the second asks for $39.1 million for school repair. Cab Calloway School of the Arts would receive more than $12 million of that money for renovations. If the referendum on new construction fails, the district would need to redraw neighborhood feeder patterns. Many of the suburban schools are filled with new housing construction still taking place. Meanwhile, several elementary schools in the city are operating under capacity. Residents in the Brandywine School District will be asked to vote on a referendum that would increase their property taxes by almost 15%, costing the average household an additional $188 a year. School district officials are requesting $9 million to pay for instructional materials, technology, training, and support for the district's nearly 11,000 students, as well as for the replenishment of the reserve fund. The last referendum for the district was in 2007. Voting on the Brandywine School District referendum will take place on March 28th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. More information can be found at www.brandywineschools.org. After 120 years of handling animal control for Wilmington, the Delaware SPCA will no longer perform those duties for the city. The facility will not renew its contract, which ends June 30th. According to the Delaware SPCA, which is a nonprofit organization, it lost more than $100,000 last year while collecting stray animals in Wilmington. The society has a no-kill policy and could no longer afford to house and care for the increasing number of animals brought in, including nearly 500 pit bulls in 2011. Wilmington paid the Delaware SPCA almost $252,000 for dog control last year, while the cost of the facility was more than $353,000. The ending of the contract will mean a small number of layoffs for the organization. The city is searching for alternative solutions, including the Kent County SPCA, which also provides animal control for Newcastle and Sussex counties. A newly renovated home in the city's Quaker Hill neighborhood will cater to people with physical disabilities. Garrett House in the 600 block of Washington Street is comprised of 7 individual apartment units and provides independent residences for disabled adults. Inside, it has an elevator, wide interior doors, and includes 1 and 2 bedroom units.
It's been 6 years. It has taken us 6 years to get here. I can't tell you how happy we all are about this. This building is very, very important. It's important for lots of reasons. It's accessible and it's affordable. And I want to think a moment about what that really means. It's accessible because of the inside of that building. If you look around at those rooms, you see the high ceilings, but you also see nice, wide doorways. You see huge amounts of floor space. That was all planned. You see the ramps. You see the accessible parking lot that you're now sitting in. There was a lot of things that went into making this building accessible, and that's very, very important for everything. It's affordable. Many of the people who are going to live here are going to be coming out of nursing homes. They may be diverted from going into nursing homes. They're not necessarily going to have the income to pay normal rent. We're very, very thankful that these apartments are going to come with a HUD subsidy, which means that people who don't have work, who are not working yet, will be able to afford to live here. And that's going to be a very, very big thing. And where is here that is affordable and accessible? It's in the community, it's in the neighborhood, it's where we all live, it's where we all work, it's where we all have our recreation. That means an awful lot for people with disabilities that don't have to live in nursing homes, that don't have to continue to live with their parents who are aging and can't take care of them anymore. It's a really big deal.
Wilmington-based developer, the Buccini Poland Group, Incorporated, have broken ground on the continuation of the Residences project. A 116-unit luxury rental community will be phase 2 of the new Justice and Landing developments near the Christina riverfront. The 5-story building will be located on Jefferson and South Madison Streets between Hollingsworth Avenue and Harlan Boulevard, next to phase 1 of the Justice and Landing apartments.
And to bring people from outside the city, outside the state, outside of the country, because a lot of the people, the vast majority of the people that live in our building are not people that are from Wilmington. They're people that have moved to the area, and a lot of times the reason they move to the area is because the housing is nice. And people ask often, well, why do people live down there? And I think if you look around here, it's really obvious. It's a really nice place to live and to work and to dine, and we don't have to prove that anymore. People from out of state, they come here and they're like, wow, it's really nice. There's no storyboard anymore. There's no convincing anymore. It's just people come down here, and if you were to go out into the market and compare the riverfront or the downtown to other places in the city or other places across the line in Pennsylvania, this is a really nice area. And it's green because the majority of people that are here, they work in the area.
Construction on the Justice and Landing project will begin early this year and is expected to be completed by the spring of 2013. The Riverfront Development Corporation of Delaware is looking for your best photos of the scenic Christina riverfront. A contest is underway for pictures taken during the past year that include people enjoying activities and places along the riverfront. The grand prize winner will have their photo printed in Out and About magazine, and it will be used in future marketing campaigns. For more information, visit the RDC online. The contest ends April 16, 2012. Mayor Baker, at-large Councilmember Bud Friel, and the Clean Wilmington Committee will be holding the second annual Wilmington Community Project Day on Saturday, May 5th. Held throughout the city, it is a day of volunteer service where residents are encouraged to demonstrate their community spirit by organizing activities that help improve their neighborhoods. Last year's Community Project Day included landscaping maintenance, litter removal, beautification projects, and community garden and tree planting projects. Councilmember Friel and Mayor Baker are urging residents to begin planning activities now. Applications can be found online and are due no later than April 20th. For more information, call 576-3109. The doors have opened for businesses at 3 new establishments in Wilmington. Baines Deli held a grand opening celebration at its 225 North Market Street location. A New York-style deli at heart, Baines strives to offer a healthier and higher quality alternative to typical fast food.
There's a lot of work, a lot of work. My family behind me, pulling money, pulling resources, a lot of love went into it, and to see all you people here is just, I'm excited.
In the 600 block of North Market Street, Space Boy Clothing brings its unique boutique to downtown Wilmington. The store, which displays antiques, artwork, and items designed by local artists, sells clothing that is designed and printed on the premises.
You know, after being to Austin, Texas, and living in New York City, and just going up to Philly every weekend, and we definitely thought that Wilmington needed some flavor and just a little bit more, kick. So we really wanted to take a chance and just,
And we're really happy that everybody is believing in us to help us make it happen. Like we said, it's something that we always wanted to do,
and it's not just us. I mean, we want to include everyone. We want to meet local artists. We want to help other people, get their businesses started, design their logos, print their T-shirts. We want to hang their art. We want to display their art. We want to, hold events where people can just network and just meet each other, and hopefully we just create a big family here where everyone just actually cares what's going on.
Yeah, the whole purpose of the community. We have a lot of friends, in the area that are artists, musicians, and we always never felt like we had, a place in the area to showcase that, and that's what we wanted to create.
But now we do. And
Ubon Thai Cuisine is now open on Tuesdays through Sundays on the Riverwalk. Located in the Shipyard Shops next to Timothy's restaurant, Ubon offers traditional Thai food made with recipes that have been handed down from grandmothers to grandsons.
Ubon was actually written by myself in 2006, my senior year at Delaware Tech. I wanted to stay in Wilmington because I believe Wilmington has the right to have great restaurants and not chain restaurants. It takes small businesses and family to build a great city, and I wanted to be part of that. So many years later, here we have Ubon. Now, the reason why Ubon's so different, thank you. Now everybody's like Thai food, Thai food, Thai food. The reason why we stand out the most is that my recipes come from my grandmother right here, my mother, and myself, all created by us.
Ubon is owned and operated by the Jean Wong family, who had previously operated a shop in the Riverfront Market. A new program has been launched to help senior citizens avoid facing foreclosure. The Wilmington Senior Property Tax Assistance Program will help senior citizens whose mortgages are paid off, but who still face foreclosure due to outstanding city property taxes or water sewer bills. Sponsored by the city along with the Delaware State Housing Authority and the United Way of Delaware, the program will contribute up to $3,000 in grants for those who qualify. To be eligible, applicants must be at least 62 years old and must be the primary resident of a City of Wilmington household whose income does not exceed $92,460 per year. More information on the Wilmington Senior Property Tax Assistance Program can be found online or by calling 888-363-8808. High school seniors are invited to apply for the National Youth Science Camp to be held in West Virginia this summer. 2 students from Delaware will be given full scholarships to attend the month-long camp that offers an opportunity to be involved in research projects presented by scientists from across the nation. For more information about the National Youth Science Camp, email John Moyer or visit the website at www.nysc.org. Quentin M. Collins II was named the grand prize winner of the first annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Essay Contest. Sponsored by at-large council member Justin Wright, the contest for high school seniors focused on an essay with the theme, My Role in Curbing Inner City Violence. A panel of judges, including State Representative Stephanie T. Bolden and Secretary of Education Dr. Lillian Lowry, chose 4 students for scholarship awards. Collins, a senior at Concord High School, received $1,000, a plaque, and a proclamation from the mayor for his essay. Vincent Cooper, also of Concord High School, Marcus Miller of Howard High School of Technology, and James Milton of Mount Pleasant High School were also rewarded for their work. That's the news for now. For everyone here at Update News, thanks for watching.